So I just wanted to talk about um, something that's just been coming in really clearly a lot lately in my reality. It's been coming up all around. Um, and it has to do with the dark and the light. And what I'm experiencing is witnessing an exposure to um, like being shown um, that there are those that are working in the light, that are divinely guided and really embodying themselves and doing the sacred works. And there are those that are also intentionally working on the dark side. It's virtually Jedis and Siths taking place. And then in between, there are also those that have not fully embodied within themselves, that are seeking gurus or teachers or mentors, individuals that they may deem someone of higher authority, someone of higher knowledge or awareness than they may have themselves. And within that space, they are also getting caught up in some teachings that are really from a darker side, with ill intent. Manipulation and abuse, protection of those that are abusive and manipulative, as well as contributors to others that are working within the dark realms. And I'm not talking about shadow work. I'm talking about dark shit. And due to some levels of awarenesses within certain individuals, certain level of human, there is an ignorance, a lack of discernment, an inability to see it from within themselves, how they may be following certain pathways that are not all in light. And I hear and I feel so strongly right now how important it is to truly know who you're serving. Who are you serving? What side are you on? There's no space for this gray zone anymore. Like, we don't have the luxury or the privilege to float in this in-between space of, I mean, yes, good, and it's not so bad. No, we've got to get, like, choose your side. What side are you fighting for? What side are you vibing for? And where's your work? because it's really time to show up. If you're on the light, be in it. Do the work for the light. If you're on the fence or you're following people that you just think might have some kind of answers that you seek or you look up to, or like, oh, teach me, teacher, you have the chance of really being deceived. There's deception, there's false light, there's a lot being disguised as light work, as individuals that are, doing this for the good of all, while simultaneously they're assisting in abuse and manipulation, assisting in contributing to sexual abuse or pedophilia, all the deep, dark, nasty shit, like there are layers of it and there are levels of it, and there's so many that don't even know what they're contributing to. They're just blindly following, and there's no room for that anymore. Like, be here now and pick a side. Do what you're gonna do, because you can't waver. You can't be in between, and you need to know. You gotta know what side you're on. I saw this vision the other day, and I've always kind of seen this like pendulum swing with one side is black and one side is white, and the pendulum is swinging, somewhere in the middle is that section where the dark and the light meet. But what happened for me the other day is it flipped sideways. So it was like the dark and the light, with the pendulum still in the middle. So you were either all the way in the light or all the way in the darkness. There was no in between. It was center of the light. Not that, the center of the pendulum is not the space between light and dark. The center of the pendulum is either in the light or in the dark. So it's just been, so much has been coming through. I'm at a place where, like, even the people that I know or think I know, like it's come into my awareness on a level now, and a deeper trust with my own intuition, and a knowing within myself, in which, like, I'm not going to assume any longer that somebody is working in the light until I see the soul working in the light, and that I know with a deep resonance within my being that I know it. And until it is a known factor, it is a no. Because you either are or you aren't. And until I know, that's kind of where I'm at right now. Everybody is on like test phase for me, and not out of cruelty and not out of judgment, not pushing people away or anything of that nature, but a deep level of trust within any individual right now will come from me seeing their light, truly seeing their light, and knowing that they, which side they're on. I have no time or space or energy to do work or be with, spend my time with anyone that's not resonating on that frequency anymore. I mean, there are factors, of course, involved. We have people in our lives that may not even be in awareness of, they're not necessarily doing this work, but people are waking up all over simultaneously, and it doesn't have to be from so many of the paths that many people think are the path to enlightenment or awakening. Everyone is having their own journey, and there are many, many paths to that. But it's what's coming from the soul, the soul knows. And there are those that are truly embodying themselves right now, and it is such a beautiful thing to see, to witness, and to be, including myself. Deeper layers peeled back. Had an amazing mushroom ceremony on Saturday night. That would have been the 25th, the day after the new moon. And it's just myself and one other individual. And it was such a balanced alchemy taking place between the two, of both very much capable to hold space for ourselves, neither needing the other for support, yet we were able to at some point assist each other in work that we were both doing individually, and provide an assistance that was not taking of the self. It was merely an assistance because the other person was doing the work. I was doing the work. She provided a bit of assistance on moving some energy. She was doing the work. I provided a bit of assistance on moving that energy. It was smooth and it was easy, and it was a beautiful journey. It was very much in balance, and there was deep remembrance of, that divine source self, home, who the soul is, what my work is, and apparently I am supposed to practice the staff. Who knew? That came through really strongly as my ceremony buddy told me, you once had a staff and it's time that you get it back. And 2 days in, and I'm kind of impressing myself here. There's something innate in it, as though I've done this many times before. I've never really played with a staff, but there's definitely something there. It feels like a deep knowing within myself. Anyways, maybe someday I'll post a video of my staff skill progress as it develops. Yeah, this light grid that is happening around this planet, I can see it so clearly, and the bridgings and the connection points really like firmly connecting, and these portals around the planet just it's quite divine. The old infrastructure is crumbling away. The dark web. One moment. Little interruption there. yeah, so this old infrastructure is really, really fucking falling apart, dude. It's fucking falling apart. It is breaking down on every level, crumbling to ashes. This dark framework structure is just not, it's just not going to hold up anymore. And I, you know, like I'm seeing it within my own life. Like, it's become pretty obvious that I'm likely losing my studio, my business, the space that I've put everything into over the last 6 years of my life, and creating this really divine, sacred space. And it's served its purpose, you know, it's done what I intended it to do to some degrees, you know, and I know that I created this, a portal of love and, light, and a flowing of divinity into the space. And while it's like, you know, it's dying along. I'd always hoped it was part of the new paradigm, but it was just a gateway, a bridge to get me to the new paradigm. And I see how without me in the space, and with all of my bits and pieces, my sacreds, that are there, it will no longer be divine sight, because I am divine sight, and wherever I go and wherever I take my gifts, that is where I will hold space, and that I am divine sight. And the studio doesn't matter, because I'm mobile. I am a free, sovereign being on this planet, and I hold the energy of that space. So while that's crumbling, and then my children, the school system is just not working. It is not working anymore. It does not work with our lives and the flow of our lives. It's just like this daunting task of abiding by some, abiding by some rules of some infrastructure that no longer suit the divine flow of who we are, who I am, who my children are. It does not fit with the sacred, true wheels of time and divine flow, of the true clock of the planets and the celestial bodies, and the way energy flows, you know, and how we integrate and move through it. It does not fit with this bullshit structure of like 8 to 3:30 time slot, Monday through Friday for school, and the teachings and the ugh, that's a whole nother subject. It's not working. It is not working. It also looks like the house that I've lived in for the last 7 years almost, that it's quite possible when my lease is up in June that my landlord is talking about selling the home. So all of these things, my business, my work, my children's schooling, our home. It looks like it's all about to change. It's all about to change. And so what does it look like? What's it going to be? And how can we, like, what suits our lives now in this new phase, in this new paradigm of existence, in this fully embodied version of the soul self here on this planet, and like what's going to be the most suiting to allow us to continue to grow and develop and continue this path of the light to show up. And I'm thinking nature needs to happen. I think I need to live closer to trees and closer to water. I need some water. I'm Pisces, so big fan of the water. So yeah, lots of things shifting and changing as the infrastructure crumbles, but as the light web also builds and intensifies. And I just see like these electrical currents kind of flowing and building up, and then like new sections connecting and creating this bigger webbing, all in this brilliant kind of blue light. Yeah. It's all changing. And like some aspect of me is like, you should be freaking out. Everything is crumbling. All the things are changing. And there's like, no, this actually feels really good. I don't know what it looks like. I don't know where to go from here. I don't even have much in my bank account, and I'm not sure when I'm going to get any more money coming in, yet I'm also really trusting in this divine flow, because I know that I'm doing the work that I'm supposed to be doing. And I know that there's other work that I'm also supposed to be doing that I have not had time to do because I've been so wrapped up in these other aspects. And they too are part of leading and assisting and being of service in the light. Holding space and doing ceremony, and being a support within that space, within the realms, and guiding with music and playing my drum. Oh, I played my drum in ceremony. It was so good. It was the first time I really played my drum in ceremony. And yeah, it was like this is embodying it. And I sang in ceremony as well for the first time, which was also a beautiful gift from MJ, Miss Willow, Divine Soul Sister. Thank you for that gift. She provided the song that I felt in my heart. The song, because I felt it in my heart, I was able to sing it. And it came out. I had a pretty gnarly purge before it. Some kind of like dark brown tar, icky, spider webby gunk that felt like it came from like deep in the core of my being, and it took a while to get it out, but it was just like splack when it came. Ugh, it was pretty gnarly. Oh, but it felt so good when it was gone. Oh, it was just like this freeing of self. It was like a deep old program or something that was removed, and then once it was gone, like there was just this freedom to allow it to flow. That's when I was able to play. That's when I was able to sing. And I really stepped through this other next layer, this next further into self of embodiment. Yeah, and I knew, and I knew, and I know what side I'm on. I know why I'm here. I might not know all the little details of what it is I'm to do here yet. Those will just continue to come clearer and clearer. But I know why I'm here. Why? Because I chose it again and again and again and again. Over and over. I've been doing this for so long. But it's like finally time. Like all the work that I've done throughout lifetime after lifetime after lifetime has been building up to this point. And now there's this like deeper remembrance of, oh yeah, like, oh, you're like, oh, like it's really gonna work this time. Like we're really, like, okay, we can go past this point now, this time. We've passed the point. We've passed that place that we've been pushing for millennia to get past. It's like, we're really here. We're here now. We're here now. And so there's this like kind of uncharted territory that we're going into that we've never experienced truly before, yet the soul knows, the soul remembers, and the soul knows exactly how to maneuver through it. But which side are you going to be on? I choose the light. I choose the light. Choose the light. Well, it's just not even an option for me. It's just, I am the light. I am the light. Yeah. Anyways, I might share more again soon. I know I've not shared much of anything in a while because I've been it's been a wild ride lately. The last couple of months. It is a sacred journey. It's a sacred journey. Oh, Rakashataya, Durashataya. Yeah. Yeah. I wish you all well. I hope that you are flowing divinely through this journey we call life. And I hope that you're remembering too and stepping into that embodiment. And I'll sign off. Bye. Much love. 11:23. Boom.